And welcome to the Inside Texas Football Pregame Show, brought to you by the one and only Academy Sports and Outdoors. I'm here with Coach, and then we're also going to have Nick coming over from Nino's Corner in a few. I think he's running like 5 behind. We're just going to hang out before the game. Not a lot of games today that we're usually able to watch, but hang out, talk a little bit what we want to see from the game, a little bit for this Penn State SMU blast that we're witnessing. And yeah, just hanging out with you guys. Let's look at some of your chats. Longhorn, Omaha, Hook'em. Alan, good to see you. David, SMU exposed. Sure looks like that.
Yeah.
Drew, nerves are starting to get the better of me. Signs to crack my first beer. Yeah, go for it, Drew. All right. And Roaster and Quentin. The Penn State game is boring. Yeah, both games have not been that fun. I turned off Indiana last night. I saw that they got the score was 17 to whatever. I was like, what did they do at the end? I guess they just made some plays at the end, but that was not a close one either.
Yeah, I got to watch a little bit of that in the press box. I was at the state championship games here in Texas, so they had it on the press box. I got to watch a little bit of that, but it's like, all right, that game's over.
Yeah, it's I don't know what you do about it, right? Because I agree, the games have been boring, right? But also I wasn't expecting higher seeds versus lower seeds to be that compelling.
Right.
But also on the flip side, I hear the argument too that they're these aren't the best teams, these lower seeds. I mean, by definition, Clemson's 16th in the country, but they're playing a 12 seed, right?
Right.
How things worked out. So, yeah, I get it. I don't know what you do. So Bama, Ole Miss, South Carolina will have plenty to say.
Yeah.
What do you do? Because I agree, right? I do think that all three of those teams are going to give you a better game, but on the inverse, process-wise, we have to go by a logic and a process. How do you get those teams in when Indiana's 11-1 and SMU only has 2 losses? So it's you can't just have a commission at the end of the year that goes yeah, but we know who the best team is, and just put them in. So it's, even though I do wish it was a better product than what we're witnessing. I didn't buy the Indiana hype all season. I didn't watch one of their games till late in the season because that wasn't a Cinderella story that I believed in looking at their schedule.
Yeah, I'm with you. It makes it hard, right? Because you guys didn't take care of business during the season to make it, but we know you're pretty much you're one of the better teams. That's really hard to kind of decipher who should get in, who shouldn't. But you can't punish the teams for having a good season, even though Indiana, like I said, with 1 loss, you can't punish them for having 1 loss. They deserve to get in, I guess, but at the same time, it's they don't match up well, right? So you're gonna get these boring games. So it's really hard. I want to see what they do, I guess, next year or the years following. How do they determine who gets in?
Yeah, well, we got 2 years of this specific contract, right? And then we can kind of maybe reorg. I don't really know. Y'all think DKR will have at least 100K? I don't know. I've seen some tweets that the atmosphere is not too electric right now at DKR, but I don't know. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think most students are going home, right? Not on campus. I want to see those. I'm pretty sure you get some casual fans who want to kind of enjoy playoff football, so they won't make as much noise. I don't know if it'd be ruckus, but it may sell out, right? It's a playoff game, but I'm just not sure.
It's sold out. It's just last night the Notre Dame game looked really fun.
It did.
So hopefully Texas makes our game a sleeper. Yeah, hopefully it's boring for us as well. That would be nice. Well, but that's also kind of the point, right? You don't want this. The whole point of getting the higher seed is so you have an easier path. It's none of these, Penn State's not mad. They want an easy first round. I mean, that's kind of how it's supposed to go. Now, if these games continue to be blowouts in the second and third, then you're getting weird. But I didn't expect these nail biters in the first round. The whole point was you're supposed to kind of feed the 11 and 12 seeds to the higher teams.
Yeah.
The teams that were supposed to win have won. Texas better continue the trend. I agree.
Yeah, you're better, right?
Yeah. Let's hope the first 2 games are good indicators. You actually can do that, Quentin says. LO eyeball test matters. So I think he's talking about just putting teams in. I do think those teams are better, but process-wise, the actual process, I don't know how you do it without total backlash. I would do it. I like to think, but you really can't. You can't just go recruiting rankings there's more NFL players you're not on. Even though 99% of the time you'd be correct with that analysis of who just has a higher recruiting ranking. This is what I was telling Coach before. Strength schedule has to be a criteria. We need to do what basketball does, where they really take into account your strength of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that has to matter. It has to. Because we've seen, you know, people argue about Texas' easier schedule, but Indiana, we knew that was going to happen. The ACC's weak this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. I think strength of schedule has to be a huge component of this. And there has to be some official, transparent, prior to the season logic. Hey, we have a new system. We do strength of schedule. We do it by this methodology. Everyone knows about it before the season even starts, so no one can start claiming conspiracies.
Yeah, right.
And so I think that's the strongest way to do it. What's up, Nick?
Boom. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Coach, what's going on, man? What's up,
What's
home?
good?
What's up, man? We're just talking about
you getting your butts kicked?
Yeah, the kind of frustrating early first round, but how would you even solve the problem if you could type of thing? Joel Klatt, man, he's on there going to war, man.
Is he? What's he saying?
Dude, he's like calling out Lane Kiffin because Lane Kiffin's been making fun of the games.
Yeah, you know what, Lane? Hey, Lane, how about this? Don't lose to 4-8 Kentucky and you're in the playoffs.
See, that's the tricky part where it's like, I agree. Like, if Ole Miss or Bama or whatever, they just lost to like the top of their schedule, you're in.
They're in easy.
Yeah, it's like it's the random losses that are the tricky part.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Bama had 2 of them, you know, so honestly, Bama made 2 teams bowl eligible. He made OU bowl eligible, you know, like they got 6 wins, and he made Vandy bowl eligible. They got 6 wins this year.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, just think about that for a minute.
Yeah. So that's the tricky part. But Klatt said, like, retweeted him and said something about his team, him not being good enough to make it, you know, with your methodology of like not losing, which is weird because I'm like, with Klatt, I'm like, man, you got to go do shows at these places and like, you know.
He's standing on business, ain't he?
Apparently, man. Well, I don't know if it's great for business, but it's pretty funny. Let's see. Any chance we see some younger guys get some surprising reps at wide receiver? Used to be possible with a month lead time, but maybe not so much now with 2 weeks. Bond, they're saying they haven't seen Bond in warm-ups, which is not surprising, right? I didn't Sam will come out and say that. So I don't know if we see any surprising younger guys get snaps. Who would be surprising?
Yeah, I don't think nobody would be surprised at this point. In a playoff game like this, I don't think you see too many other ones that's been playing already.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. Like, I think surprising would be like maybe Parker Livingstone coming in.
Say Livingstone or like Butler, or Butler,
you know,
Butler,
yeah. I'm like, I don't know about surprising, but hopefully, you know, Wingo, like a younger guy, can show out. Moore was doing well versus Georgia as well, so hopefully a younger guy shows out.
I'm with it.
Come on, Wingo.
SEC will never go to a 9-game SEC schedule if there is no strength of schedule criteria. I used to complain about SEC schedules, and I still do. I mean, I still do from the fact that, like, as a pure fan, but you're right. There's no incentive to make your schedule harder at this point at all. Why would you go to 9 games? Because they just you keep South Carolina out, you keep them out. So as a pure business strategy, I see why they play no-name state in November. I think it's bad for the sport, but I also think it's because the structure has created that kind of monster.
Yeah, I think my only thing too is, you know, if you're going to play games like that, front load them and have them at the, you know, like top of the season. Like, I don't want to see them play, you know, like Middle Tennessee Tech right before Auburn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just do it in the first 5 weeks.
That's where I think it's kind of cheating. Like, you're like basically putting a bye week before your rivalry game. I think that's really lame. So I agree with you there that, like, hey, man, if you're going to play tomato cans, then do it in early. But I agree that late November before your rivalry game, I think is really bad for the sport.
Yeah.
There is no solution. All these arguments were going on in the 70s.
What do you do?
You can't solve it, right? The NFL has these close games because they have a draft and they make sure that talent is dispersed fairly. Right. What makes college incredible, and the main problem with why we can't have a lot of parity, is you get to just load up as many guys as you want. That was good. Kentucky was a talented team. Correct.
Yeah, they're still 4-8.
Yeah, they're still 4-8.
Exactly.
Like they got some dudes, but
Oh man, yeah, man. Clat did go off. If your team played half as well as your tweet, you likely be in. Wow.
like you're gonna have to see him for a game, dude. Like he's been pretty fired up on Twitter the past couple of days.
Joe Clat.
I've seen a couple of tweets where it's like, y'all don't like college football, y'all just like big brands. And it's just both sides not being charitable of what the other side is actually saying. Because one side's saying, like, look, I don't want boring games. Like, Alabama would have played them closer. But instead, they're like, you guys just love brands. And on the inverse, the other side's like, look, this is a flawed process, but what's the logic for yours? Just being like, I think Bama's better. That's the point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, but neither side is willing to give each other like a fair shake. I think it's somewhere in the middle with the strength of schedule, a unified strength of schedule. And maybe like a rules on your schedule rankings, you know, they really need to like make sure nobody's getting cakewalks.
Right.
Wingo needs to break out today. That'd be super cool. It's been a while.
I'm with it.
Big one.
I know he hadn't had a big one in a while, man.
Hit him with a couple reverse jet sweeps. Just get him involved, man. I think let him get some confidence.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of great things, man.
So do I. Wingo going off in this one. Everybody feels like they're in solidarity on wanting us to beat Clemson thoroughly.
I think we will. Seeing how I get it, SMU is SMU, and they probably put all their strength to beat Clemson last week, coming back, and they just don't have the dogs right now, right? Like they don't have the depth, right? And but Clemson is flawed though, man. I think Texas should be able to handle business against Clemson. It shouldn't be that hard, but we make things hard for ourselves sometimes.
I was just about to say that.
So yeah, man, don't drop the ball, guys. No fumbles.
Right.
I'm not worried about the defense. Defense is gonna be clean. I think that's the only thing that's really traveled the entire season has been the defense. Run game should do fine, since it's not Georgia, like we should play fine in the run game. But man, just play sound defense. Clemson averages 14 points a game, like against defenses or top 40 or something like that. So look, this is going to be by far the best defense that they've played all season since Georgia. And, I expect us to do good things. So, but we just can't screw ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I was saying the exact same thing. Look, don't get in third and long. Right, avoid those, and just I'm not worried about our defense. K has the ability to kind of extend plays, and I know we face dual threat quarterbacks multiple times a year, but I think he might be the best that can run and throw off
and throw, yeah,
and throw. I know we said that about Taylor Green, but he has so many up and down games that you never know which one you're going to get. Plus, he was hurt. I think K gives him something extra. The big running backs I heard is a little bit banged up too, so that helps, right? Because
that's a big boy, man.
Man, I wouldn't want to hit him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's like a third down back, man. That's a big dude, man.
Yeah.
I think it's easy. Like, as long as we're not doing weird stuff, as long as we can finish in the red zone and stuff, like this is, I feel 100% comfortable. It would be a more Texas lost this, not Clemson won this type of thing. I feel like early if we lost.
Yeah.
More Bolden. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, hey, he's tough. I love Bolden, man. He's come on these last few weeks, man. He's like a ping pong ball, man. Like he just catches it, he gets hit, he gets knocked all over the place, and he holds onto the ball, which is something that I was very, very shocked to see him do here. So
was it Georgia where he got smacked over the middle?
Yeah,
I was like, man, hey, respect, dude.
Respect.
Because I haven't seen one of our receivers like really go over the middle and get smacked in a little bit, man. Like receivers just don't really run it. Quarterbacks don't throw it, and receivers don't really go for it anymore nowadays.
Yeah,
not a lot of incentive to take that shot.
Yeah, man, Bolden's a dog, man.
He really is.
SEC and Big Ten need to go back to 2 divisions. Those 4 teams qualify. Then a committee from AP and coaches poll choose the best 4 at large.
You think so? I don't know. I think look, so the 2 best teams, play for the championship for both, right? And both teams from each conference are still in the playoffs, right? So, whether it's the 2 divisions or not, if it's East and West for SEC, let's say Texas to be in the west side, right? Georgia's on the east. They still play each other, right? And then they still go to the playoffs. Same thing with the big, right? So I don't know. I think it just is what it is now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I wish if I had an answer. Structure it this way. This will solve it.
Yeah.
But before we keep going, guys, let's hear a word from Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This is the start of something fun. The kind that's best had outdoors. Where family gathers. An adventure awaits. The good tidings that make for even better times. And with the right stuff at the right price. The most wonderful time of year happens here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Good stuff. I am interested about this. I want to see the jumbo package we used to run last year.
Sark's had 2 weeks to prepare. You never know what he may throw out there, so you could see it. I know we've been asking for it all season, but
he ran it all year. Yeah. Right? He didn't run it all year, man.
Nope.
Last year that was a staple.
It was.
Well, and it was an answer, right? We really struggled to run in the red zone.
Right.
We couldn't do it efficiently, so we created that package. We're having that same issue.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't break it out. I mean, what's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
What's it going to hurt?
Come in.
Yeah.
I can see Clemson running some 3-high stuff today. All right, time to go jumbo.
Yeah.
They haven't brought it out all season much, but I can see them running it and run right at it.
Have it in the bag.
Dude, we ran it a lot last year.
Yeah.
Well, in Clemson, right, they don't really have anything to lose here. Like, it's win or go home. They're outnumbered. Like, I know Dabo's done some awesome stuff in the past, but that's not really been Clemson the past couple of years. So it's like throw everything at Texas, frustrate them, do weird stuff. Why not? I hope Clemson's like, we play our style of ball. That's what we do. And they really have. They have a pretty simplified offense. I mean, it's just a spread passing game with a quarterback draw. Very like Big 12-ian. It's very 6 years ago. And it's fun to see a team still bringing that back.
Yeah.
It's great that the expanded CFP allows 2 teams to play who have never faced off before. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah,
it is great. Clemson and Texas never playing. So that kind of shocked me for a while, man. I was like, we've never played Clemson in the history of our program.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy, bro.
And that's how weird and insular the sport is. Like, it's such a weird structure that we've made. I think Sark will add more 12 personnel with motion. Yeah,
you can see it.
Yeah, he's running 12 like 40% of the time this year. That's like his second favorite formation. So man, 12's gonna be ran.
Need to have eligible teams to be in the top 40 league and only play each other. Strength of schedule will be moot. If you keep losing in the top 40, you can move down while teams in the 40 to 130 group can move up based on. Oh, so we've got like a merit-based kind of a relegation system, right?
Yeah.
So is this top 40 league and play each other? The problem with this, John, is the big brands are never going to agree to this.
Yep.
Because like the top 12 teams carry like 75% of the eyes in the sport.
Yeah.
So why even though I actually like relegation and the concept from like European soccer, but Texas would never be like, we are willingly going to go down to a league that doesn't get the level of views.
True.
So that's the problem with the sport is like 12 guys basically pull all the television. And they would never put it at risk that way. Cool idea, though. I actually do agree with it. In a perfect world, that's how it would be, but not business-wise. I really want the 9-game SEC schedule, but playoffs have to consider strength of schedule. And it's not like we haven't figured it out. There's tons of websites that have figured out strength of schedule.
Yeah. Hey, Homer, I think this other comment that just came up, what was he talking about? Like an 8-game? 18 playoff. I think that's the perfect answer because when you look at 8 teams, right, it cuts off at Indiana, then SMU's gone, Boise State's gone, Alabama, Arizona State's gone. Just do the top 8. So you got Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, and Indiana, right? Man. And so now there is no real fluff, right? As bad as people say Indiana played last night, it was a 10-point game. It wasn't like they got dog walked, right?
Well, they did get dog. It was 10 point on garbage time. It wasn't close at all. Yeah,
it wasn't really. But that's like the only team in that top 8 where you can say maybe they don't belong, right? But it's 8 teams. 8 plays 1. They play Oregon. They'll get pounced by Oregon. Georgia plays Tennessee. Texas plays Ohio State. Penn State plays Notre Dame. That's your playoffs, right? And then funnel it up.
But then you leave out Boise, who besides Ohio State played Oregon like to the wire.
Yeah, but
that's the only game they lost too.
But they had 6 months to prepare for that game, right?
I mean, I'm saying,
yeah.
Unless they win, unless they find a way to win a playoff game, then nobody will say anything. Like, okay, maybe they do deserve it. But TCU also beat Michigan. Then we saw, having a Georgia. It's tough. But you want to that too, but
top 8, you also lose a round of playoffs.
Yeah.
So you lose millions of dollars.
It's the revenue. Yeah.
So it's like that's the tricky part because I think everybody's points are 100%. Like if this was a perfect world and money didn't matter and all that stuff, this would be great. But money, unfortunately, is what's driving this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's tricky. But to me, it's like, dude, get rid of the auto bid structure. Like Clemson really is ranked 16th in the country, but they get to be 12th.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my issue is like it should just be the top 12 ranked teams. You should not be able to sneak in
because
at
you're
all.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't get auto in just because of your quote unquote your conference.
But you know what though? I bet you that was one of the rules put in from the SEC or the Big Ten because God forbid that Alabama is 12-0 and loses a game to 9-3, LSU in the playoffs, and they don't win their conference championship game, and now like the SEC champion is not in the playoffs, right? And so I guarantee you that the SEC probably put this in there and now it's backfiring on them.
No, I think it was the little guys because they were
you think so?
Yeah, I think it was the little guys. They were like this because like the problem was Big 12's made it in the playoffs a couple times, but that's kind of the fear, right? You don't make it. SEC and Big 10 make the playoffs every year, no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's like I think as the little guys, that was the sell from the big guys.
That's the sell point.
Look, we're gonna auto include you. Basically, we're gonna give you that week of advertisement to the nation, and you're gonna make the money, even though frankly, you're not necessarily deserving.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So it's tricky. I don't like Clemson personally.
Hey.
Let's see.
Dude,
we need to come out guns a-blazing and throw deep.
Oh boy, here we go.
Georgia Tech cannot guard against the deep ball. This is interesting.
Yeah. What's he talking about here, Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
Somebody had one too many old fashions for 4th noon, right?
He's gonna be shocked when he turns the game on. Dang. Oh, get big Alfred Collins in the backfield running some lead block. What did Florida brought in their nose?
I saw that.
450 pounds. That's funny, man.
Alfred Collins, man. Shout out to Alfred Collins having a hell of a season, man. This is his money year, and he's playing like it's his money year too, man. It's just good to see him finally like hit that switch, right? So he's been outstanding, man. He's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Man.
We've been lucky, man, for 2 years, really 3 years at defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Is it luck or is it development?
Development.
Ooh.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You don't luckily get 3 years of NFL.
NFL talent.
Yeah.
So you had Coburn, it was Coburn and it was Ojimo, right?
Ojimo,
you know what I'm saying? Like they came in, they got drafted. Next year was Sweat and Murphy. This year, Broughton and Collins, right? Yeah. And like next year, who's it gonna be next year? Right? I was hoping.
Well, that's where we might come to a startling halt from how things are looking.
I was hoping it's gonna be either Brian or Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, dude, I went on vacation. I was on a cruise, and so I didn't have internet for that week. And I get back, I'm like, where do our nose tackles go, dude? I'm like, we don't have nose tackles anymore.
Man, Big Bo over there stealing folks, man.
He is, isn't he? Really
Bo's driving me nuts, dude. Like, you don't want to recruit. You don't want to recruit the entire time you're here,
but you want to recruit off of our
the
roster.
last year you're here. That's when you suddenly want to pull a good class, and then on top of that, then you want to poach guys. I'm like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man.
That's frustrating. But that's going to be the big thing, man. Is defensive tackle play, backloading that. Trying to get some guys in the portal. Didn't Tech steal the UCF kid?
I think so. Which
was they
must
a lot of people. Yeah,
that shocked me.
They are shopping like nobody's business.
That shocked me.
Shopping and spending.
Hey, go for it, guys.
Texas needs about 3 more, don't we? We need about 3 more tackles. I would say easily 3 more.
Easy 3 more.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Quentin did not agree with you. Boise isn't a top 12 team. You stop.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what they do next week in the first. I can't wait to see. Because they'll play Penn State, right? No. Penn State plays Georgia.
Notre Dame plays Georgia.
That's right. Notre Dame plays Georgia. Penn State's going to play Boise. Oh yeah,
we'll find out.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
But that's just crazy to me, man. Like, you got Arizona State sitting on a bye. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, this
Arizona State and Boise should not be on buys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, that's insane, man.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Shout out to the Mountain West.
Crazy, dude.
They should not be on a bye. I'm sorry. Look, man, San Jose State, Wyoming, San Diego State, they are not the same.
I have come around on Genty though, because remember, like, the first couple weeks, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, Heisman talk for a G5 schedule, but since watching him a lot, I'm like, dude, that kid
he's sick,
dude.
He's sick.
He's special.
That's also not enough to like get you into the top 12 either, just because you have a sick running back. But
yeah,
it's hey, they'll get to answer that. With our luck, they'll crush Penn State or whatever, and it's going to be funny.
I needed to win. I'd rather play Boise some kind of way. Well, if it worked out that way versus having to play somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, they're pulling up the thing. Let me see.
Quentin don't believe.
Yeah, it'll be Penn State, Boise State, Notre Dame, and Georgia. And then I didn't see our bracket. Who's us and
Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so is Carson Beck playing next week or no?
I have no idea.
No, from what I read. Well,
I don't
know what drill or not, but I thought he was out.
Yeah. So if he's out, Notre Dame might get that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So they might get that, and they have Notre Dame in, because I think Penn State's going to beat Boise.
It depends on how inspired they are, right? Like Georgia, man, if they play like they play versus us, they're going to be hard to beat by anybody. But
which they ain't.
Yeah. It's like, did you see Kirby was on game day and the Notre Dame fans were chanting, "We want Georgia."
Yeah,
and that was funny because that's exactly what Kirby wants, So I'm like, don't give it to him.
Yeah, no, man.
I'd rather play Beck than Gunnar and then the other quarterback, honestly, though.
Dude, I know the reason why Stockton had the advantage is because we didn't plan for him.
Yeah.
Like if we had a week to know Stockton's quarterback, that's a different thing. But
yeah,
I remember when he went out, I tweeted, I was like, I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing because now they just get to do whatever they want,
Yeah.
And it's like Beck was playing horrible. Keep Beck in the game. Why would we want him out of the game? He was playing bad.
He's playing bad.
Yeah.
But Texas still kind of figured out Stockton too. They got the pick on him, right? So they put pressure on him, but it's just the added the element, man, of him just running the ball, and he's so quick, man. That just threw us way out.
Way faster than most people give him credit for. But now, Georgia, he's getting all the reps at once now too. So coming into that game, the playbook had to shrink.
It had to.
You couldn't run much. QB draw. They ran that like 4 or 5 times, right? You got a helmet knock off from the last one.
I knew exactly what was happening on that play in overtime. I told my wife, I said, they look empty. They spread it wide. He's doing the quarterback draw. She was like, serious? I said, he's doing a quarterback draw. And there it was. And I don't know how he held onto that ball, man.
Dude, Magoo has been hitting, dude. Yeah. Magoo was like old school, like before we had targeting, hitting dudes, and still not targeting, which is
no, it's not. It's like clean hits. you know.
But it's like, dude, my auto reaction now is anytime someone's hit hard, I'm like, it's got to be targeting, you know. And it's like they've trained us so poorly. But dude, have you seen the like pictures of him on the ground? His eyes are rolled back.
Yeah, he's done.
He like KOs him, and like, man, yeah, clearly not 100% over that game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Notre Dame can win even with Beck. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think Beck would have gave him the game. You know, honestly.
David's not rocking with y'all though. Notre Dame loses next week. All right.
If they can't run the ball, yeah, they lose.
Quentin says, "Stop. UJ only plays well against Texas."
Dude, they look like a different squad.
They do.
When they play us, it's very frustrating.
Let's see. I'm looking at the comments. It's kind of interesting, man, because I wonder if like Kirby has something against Sark or something. Like, why does he play so well? You know, like because against Lane, he never plays as well against Lane. You know, they got beat this year against Lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can't beat Bama.
I think you choose to take it as like respect.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because I mean the defensive brain trust they have over at Georgia right now is really impressive.
It's true.
You know, like even analyst wise, like that's a group of incredibly smart defensive guys.
Yeah.
And I think they like the concept of like, all right, Sark's the offensive guy. All right, let's see what we can do on defense. And they've been able to win that matchup. So, but I choose to take it as a sign of respect.
Yeah, sign of respect.
Yeah. Defense will win this year's championship. I really don't agree with that. I'm kind of like in the phase of like pretty good defense, but elite offense wins championships in the few years kind of prior.
Yeah.
Michigan. But now I also agree. There's no crazy quarterback play. So it's like kind of across the board. Like who do you think Gabriel is the best quarterback in right now?
I think so. And college ball right now?
Yeah. So it's like in the playoffs, it's got to be Gabriel, right?
It's got to be, man.
So it's like, yeah, it's going to come down to defense because we don't have like the Joe Burrow that's like can just cancel out whatever's going on.
Yeah. You know, so he's the most consistent, right? So
he's not the most talented.
Huh?
Yeah, he's not the most talented, but he's older.
Older, seasoned.
Yes.
Yeah. You got Tennessee or Ohio State tonight, fellas?
I got Ohio State.
I think I got Ohio State too as well, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close.
Like the veer and shoot. If you stop it, like it becomes easy to stop. Like once you stop the run, everything else is easy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not. I don't know. We'll see.
If Nico gave me a little more confidence, I would buy into the upset more. But Nico's been kind of struggling. I like their run game, but if you can, like Coach said, if you stop the run game, now it's all over. So,
yeah. I like Ohio State. Plus, it's at home too, right?
Yeah, it's at the Horseshoe. The chat likes them some Tennessee though. Wow, pretty unanimous.
And I see
Tennessee from the chat.
Say it's your SEC biases in this chat. That's all it is. You get 1 year in the SEC, and you guys think everybody from the SEC.
It is funny how much I've switched up. Like it's pretty crazy. Because even last year I would use arguments, and now I'm somehow on the other side of the argument. I don't know if that's just rampant biasness or maybe I saw the light. I don't know which one it is. Not really sure.
Yeah,
it's a little tricky. First, y'all, let's talk about the one and only Academy Sports and Outdoors. Okay, guys, what is it? The 21st? If you're like me, you still haven't shot for Christmas. So you're in trouble. So what you need to do, right? Go to Academy. You guys can get anything you want. Mom, grandma, son, dad, hunting gear, some Nikes, some nice shoes there, some nice fits, all that kind of stuff you guys can get at Academy right now. And here's the biggest thing. You can get free 1 hour in-store or curbside pickup or same-day delivery with DoorDash, so you don't even have to go out. That's the exciting part, guys. So camping gear, hunting gear, tailgating, and even family gathering essentials. So you can go online at academy.com or in-store. Find the best brands at low prices. The most wonderful time of year starts here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there, y'all.
Yeah.
And I got one less than 2 miles from my house that I'm going to have to hit because, like I said, that was not a lie for an ad read. I still have not. I really got to do that, man.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I've been terrible.
I'm so
it came too fast, man. Like it's next week.
Dude, I'm always late on Christmas shopping. I got my wife's earlier, but everybody else, Hey man, they're getting gift cards.
I like to lie and just say I just like to lie because I say I was on vacation, but it's every year I do this. So I can't really act like it's that.
It's a little easier. Having 4-year-olds, you get a couple oohs and ahs, like
Yeah.
Their list is they didn't make a huge list, but
Yeah.
they're happy with anything, so that helps me.
I got a 9-year-old. He just wants video games.
It's a wine and cheese crowd at DKR today.
Oh, really?
I saw some people on Twitter saying that. I don't know. I'm not on the ground. I guess it will be interesting to see how we handle it. I thought the environments for the other schools were good, but I've heard kind of the same thing. Well, I'll have to see when the game's actually on, how we feel about it.
Yeah.
Texas fans are always slow getting into the stadium.
That's true.
Quentin is a smart man. I did all my shopping 30 minutes on Amazon. See, I feel like I waited too long, dude. Like, I feel like if I do it on Amazon now, it's not going to show up till January. I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm also, I'm just paranoid about things coming on time whenever it's this late.
That's true.
It's gonna be a little tricky. All right. So, if you have one major concern or one thing that you want to see executed properly that'll let you know, hey, we won the game, what is it? I'll start.
Go ahead.
Coach, you had one loaded. I just normally like to give you.
Yeah. As soon as you start talking about execution on special teams, all kickoff, return, punt return, field goal, special teams, bro. So special teams all the way around. Okay. No mishaps, no missed field goals, no holding penalties on big returns, any of that. No muff punts. Like special teams come through today because I think it's going to be key.
Yeah, good punting I think is big. Red zone, offensive red zone scoring for me. If we're able to do that, I love our defense, man. If we're able to finish in the red zone, hey, Texas, scores 80% in the red zone, including field goals or stuff like that. Hey, I'm okay with that.
I think mine's, man, it's going to probably be execution for the offensive side of the ball this game. We can't have what happened last week against Georgia, right, where the drop balls. She had 6 drop balls, and we had 10 for the entire season, but 6 in one game against Georgia. Yeah. Golden had a tough catch that he dropped in the end zone. That changes the game. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, if he catches that ball, it's a touchdown. It's a whole different game. Gunnar Helm dropped the ball. Moore dropped the ball across. I mean, everybody's dropping balls, man. But that and also, penalties on the offensive line, especially on the right side. We got to keep the penalties clean for the offensive line because that kind of put us back a few times in the chains. But other than that, man, I think Texas. I feel really confident in this game, Homer, which kind of scares me. This game, it really scares me. This game kind of reminds me. You remember TCU a couple years ago?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, we got this. You know. And look, man, I was at the stadium for that game, right? And so I was there, and I was like, oh yeah, we got this, easy. You know what I'm saying? Game day's here, and we got. Kind of embarrassed from the offensive side of the ball. So
we do some weird stuff at home sometimes.
That's it. It's like games at home, man. So just execute properly. And I think, Texas should, hopefully win this game pretty easily.
Yeah. Caesar winning the trenches. Yeah. I feel like we should do that now. Who's their edge? Is it Parker?
Who is their edge?
I didn't want to say Parker. Yeah, it's Parker.
He's nice, dude.
11 sacks. He 6 forced fumbles too with that.
Dude, he's like, that's a hell of a player, dude. Yeah.
You got him, and then also on the interior, you got Peter Wood, right? And so who's also another amazing, probably first round talent too as well. So
the funniest part is whenever I was doing my, stat breakdown, Clemson, we're like, man, Clemson fell off. And they have, but they're still the 5th most talented team in college football. It's like that's the crazy part is like. They have fallen off, but as far as having dudes, they still got dudes.
Yeah.
Not giving up the ball.
Their secondary is better than most people give them credit for. I looked at some of the numbers and watched some film. They got some guys back there.
Yeah, the corner. What's Avion?
AJ Terrell's younger brother. He's back there.
Yeah.
Hampton, and then of course Quinn's old teammate, safety back there. And I can't think of his name. I'm going blank.
Yeah, they have some guys, man. They have I think Paul brought it up on Deep Dive. They don't have a good middle class. They have several really good dudes, but kind of their middle, where you really become a championship caliber team, that's where they're struggling a little bit. But as far as their top line talent, they still got absolute players.
Yeah.
Not giving up the ball 100%.
Yeah.
Quinn thinks the key to this game is running the ball. everything comes off of that, right?
It does, man. And Trey, man, look, Trey should be able to run the ball. I think this game, Georgia's just a different animal. They're just so good on the interior, man. They just kill our interior. For 2 games this year, we haven't gotten beat up like that on the interior pretty much all season. So, if Trey can get going, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, I see it coming about Barrett Carter. Yeah, he's really, really good. Leading tackle, I want to say 2 years in a row, 3 years now. Barrett Carter's a really good linebacker, man.
Yeah.
Quinn plays like a first rounder. I agree. Yeah, if Quinn plays like a first rounder, yeah, I think that's a win too.
Yeah.
Ground and pound. Okay, yeah. You're more in the Quentin camp there. Okay,
I'm with that. I want to win by running the ball and leaning on them.
Yeah, I want to be physical this game, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Don't expose anything. Just be simple and beat the crap out of them.
Well, right? I think when Georgia kind of emasculates you like that, the coaches will also want that stuff. There's some like pride in this now where it's like, all right, we're tough guys.
Yeah.
Tommy says he does see a lot of students in the stands, so hopefully we'll see. I'm talking with y'all, so I can't see any shots of the game or anything. Beware of Dabo doing weird stuff in this one: onside kicks, trick plays, fake punts, field goals, etc.
Yeah. Nothing to lose. Lay it all out on the line.
Yeah. Georgia's fake, man. That was killer.
Oh, man. I don't want to talk about that one.
But that's the kind of thing, right? I mean, if you go home, man, like empty the clip type stuff. Go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Man.
Drop ball frisky. Yeah, which was weird, right? Because that was kind of an anomaly. We haven't had drop balls issue.
10 all season. Then we had 6 against Georgia.
Was it like the second or first year of Sark where we were dropping everything?
Everything.
And that was weird. But now, that hasn't been a problem lately. I hope if it just happens once, that's not really a trend. That was just a weird game.
We were out trying to do Georgia. They dropped the ball a ton. I guess we wanted to.
Georgia had the most drops in the country, right? It's like 36 drops or something like that.
Yeah. See, Gaddis heard that Clemson's got some dudes. He says, but we got the best dude, Makuba Bull. It will be fun to watch Makuba versus his former team, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna put a kill shot on one of his former friends?
Yeah.
Don't go over the middle versus Makuba. Makuba's such a weird mix of ball hawk and smack you safety. Those are normally separate things.
Yeah.
But he has Makuba's been like my favorite ad by far.
Yeah, he's been great, man.
Like watching him over the middle,
either.
Dude, he understands concepts. He's baiting quarterbacks, and then he'll come up and just put the shoulder in your chest. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, look.
Coach, did you watch Carter on film? He's a dog. Watched him in high school.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of him. Like I said, leading tackler going 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
he's a thumper, man. Like he's good against the run, right? And they'll also blitz him a ton, so he does a great job doing it. But yeah, I like Carter, man. That's probably the best linebacker. Without him, and they'll be in trouble. But
Sammy Brown, the freshman, he's whoever their freshman backer is, he has a bright future too.
Athletic. Yeah, he does.
How good is their defensive line compared to Georgia? It's not the same thing for them. Yeah, Georgia
just got the depth, man. Like Georgia just keeps reloading. Just they can send 2 or 3 out and come back with 2 or 3 fresh bodies that are just as good. It's scary how deep they are on the line, man. Yeah, there's probably not a team in college football that has the depth. Maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, Georgia's on a whole different planet, man.
Arch looks frisky. What is do you think we see emphasis on Arch, like you utilize more this game? What do y'all think?
I think we're gonna see him. I think we're gonna see him in red zone, different situations. I think so. I think just to throw some stuff at Clemson, honestly. But I don't even. Yeah, I think we're gonna see him more than we saw him
against Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know how he's versus A&M, so I think we see him more than he has more of a package thing going against Clemson. I think, and you put it on film versus everybody else, gives everybody else something to think about going forward. But yeah, I think we see him more today.
Yeah, I think Sark uses him, like honestly just like to run the ball for this round, and then hopefully against Arizona State, like that round too. And I think in that 3rd round of the playoffs is where that wrinkle comes out where he's going to pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? Where it's going to be Arch, like coming in to run the ball, but then actually pass the ball. So,
I was going to say, wait, if you need to show it.
If it's
a knee, I think he plays it. But if not, then hold that off. Hold off on it.
Yeah. Hold off on it to the last minute. Taft.
If we see a man in motion on a punt, that should be our clue. Who had that sick fake punt the other day?
Oh, that was
only UNLV.
UNLV, yeah.
That was so sweet.
Yeah, they put that in motion and over. I was like, yikes.
He has to run over. Oh man, they practice that all the time, by the way. But
do they?
Let him run under. Don't go beyond the line of scrimmage, and then the punter runs up and kind of just tosses it to you.
Yeah, that was that's getting like added to everyone's playbook. That's one of those plays where you're like, why has no one thought of that?
That was awesome.
What's the deal with Marion? Where's he ended up? Has he ended up
head coach at Sacramento State? He signed last night.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Brendan Marion.
Yeah,
dude, he's so like precise on like he's like, I'm going here to achieve this, and then he does it, and then he goes the next spot. Like he's just been able to climb so effectively and steadily, man. Like real focused, man. I wish he would have got higher G5 or something like that, but he's gonna go kill it there, and then he'll be a G5 head coach here.
2 years, right? 2 years is
2 years, dude. And he's gonna be having us pulling our hair out in like 4 years because he's gonna
around more than the military.
He's gonna head coach some SEC team, and we're gonna have to deal with him. But man, he's been super impressive, man. That guy's laser focused on what he's trying to do.
He's good, man.
All right. All I know is I don't want to get hit by Makuba.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude's sick.
Klubnik will feel the pressure to force throws. Need to take advantage of that. Yeah, but what's interesting about Klubnik is he's one of the best passers under pressure.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. And so that'll be the interesting part if he does force throws. But as far as, like, sending the blitz at him and stuff, man. Because this is the spread. Like, they're sit-down slots, really quick access throws. Now the guys on the outside, Wesco and them, are able to actually catch the fade ball. That's important. But, like, as soon as you send that blitz, Klubnik's just going to throw right into him, you know?
Yep.
Then they're going to spread you out, right? They're going to get you an empty. They're going to run the quarterback draw. They're not doing – like, they have some interesting formational stuff they'll do. They did this weird look where they had, like, trips bunch in the slot, and it was still 4-by, though, and they still outside receiver. I was like, huh. So they'll do unique things to, like, force you out of the box and let Cade run, but I do want to see if we can frustrate him. Because we haven't played like a true spread like this all year,
right?
Because it's going more towards 12 personnel and running. This is like a real throwback offensively.
You know what gives me some confidence though? I mean, we faced the same OC when he was at TCU. The game you were talking about. He was the OC at TCU that night. We did a good job. Yeah. Pretty much shutting down that high-powered TCU offense. So that's familiarity there.
That's a good point. Yeah, but it'll just be fun to watch. Of course, if they do good, then it will not be fun to watch, but I think it should be.
I think we're going to be fine this game.
Yeah. I hope so. Quinn makes it 25 straight games with a touchdown. It's a pretty cool stat.
I need Quinn to ball out for the rest of these playoffs, man. I do. Need him to ball out, man. Like, Quinn's got to – dude, he's got to – this is going to cement his legacy, this playoff run. If he wants to be remembered as one of the greats here at Texas, this is your time to step up, Quinn. This is it. Like, you got to, when all else is down, we got to have a game or two where Quinn says, F it, I got it.
Right.
And that's what the greats do. That's what Vince did. That's what Colt did, right? That's what Applewhite did on a few occasions, right? Not at the level because, Quinn's just a different animal when it comes to the rankings, right? But he's got to have a few games where he's like, this team's not playing the way it's supposed to play. It, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I got
even if you're talking about taking the team on your back, Ellinger, like,
Sam.
Sam would just win games because he had no business winning a couple of those games.
Yeah, like, how would Sam look in Sark's offense where it's just, look, I need a play. All I need is one play. You know what I'm saying? So, Quinn, this is your time, baby. Step up and shine. This is your time to become a Texas legend. You want to be a legend? You got to start putting some stuff in your back. Maybe you don't have to do it this game, but there's got to be a game in this playoffs where you are needed to be the guy. Yeah. And it's got to come from you, man.
Got to come from you.
Yeah.
Well, in the NFL, right? He has incentive, right? Like, you second, third, first, what round are you going in? You can change a lot of minds with how you finish.
Yes.
Yeah, man. JJ McCarthy. He changed a lot of minds just by the way he's finished over those last 2 years, right? Which is he finished well last year. He was more of a bus driver, to be honest with you, than he wins the championship, but he had a hell of a series. I mean, he had a hell of a playoff run. You know what I'm saying? So
Edson Bennett.
yeah. Yeah, man, Quinn, you got the talent. Just do it, man. Just do it.
Taft gets a sack on Klubnik on a safety blitz. Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, of course. Guy on one of the ESPN shows saying he needs, as soon as we get in the red zone, Arch needs to take over. Yeah, but wasn't that the really disingenuous stats? They showed viewers and Arch's stats without mentioning who Arch was playing against.
Yeah.
So you can't do that, man. That's a mean thing to do. Arch was playing against Mississippi State, all the G5s.
Mississippi State and who else was it? It was ULM, wasn't it? It was
Mississippi
ULM.
I was you can't. That's not an apples to apples comparison. ESPN, you're evil for that because I know y'all you know better than that. And they
just a narrative, right? Just a narrative they want to put out there.
Yeah, I think we should open up with Arch. Then when we get into the red zone, put in Quinn. There you go, working man. They're not gonna see that coming.
That would be something.
That's how you get them on their toes.
That's how you get them. Let's go off grid, baby.
Man, it's the annoying CFB streaming. I already deleted one of their accounts. Yeah. Now they're back. They run a hell of an operation, dude. For some reason, these weird channels are stealing all of college football on YouTube lately. Every bit of college football is streaming. It's wild.
Oh, really?
It's pretty wild.
Keep the pocket clean.
Quinn should be healthy after the rest. Yeah, I think Sark said he's the healthiest he's been since September or something like that.
Yeah. How about Banks?
Yeah, he's not once again the nonsense scale of percentages.
Yeah.
It's technically he's 93%, but I don't think he's 100%, but you don't need 100% Kelvin Banks.
Yeah.
Actually, 100% Kelvin Banks is too powerful. Kelvin Banks has never been even allowed himself to go 100%. It would change the sport. So this is the question. Is Kelvin Banks the best offensive lineman in Texas football history? My answer is yes.
Oh, man.
He started for 4 years. That's who else has done it? We had some great tackles.
He started for 3 years. Freshman on 3 years. He
came in as a freshman without growing pains. He played 4 first rounders.
Yeah, and he didn't.
He gave up 1 sack, and that sack was even debatable.
Yeah, and didn't even come in until the summer. He didn't even come in early, right? Yeah. So I mean, think about that for a minute, y'all. This kid came in June or July, started in August, and hasn't given up his position since. Probably the hardest position. Left tackle. Man.
Georgia was the only game he had to miss, right? So he's been available for us as well.
Yeah.
He's played legit first rounders year after year.
Year after year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Started off game 2, Will Anderson.
Yeah.
His second game. And
he wins the Outland. And so it's to me, Kelvin Banks is the
coach. I'm going through the look, man. Okay, so we got.
I was doing when did Jay Scott start playing his sophomore year?
Yeah, man. So Jay Scott started playing his sophomore year. Hey, man, shout out to Jay Scott, man.
Yeah, right.
Harder guy, man. Shout out to Jay Scott. You got Jay Scott. You had Tony
Davis, Mike Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams. Banks is the best.
Dude, that's because he's a 4-year starter with that. That's
actually 3-year starter. He ain't even had to go 4.
Yeah, he's going. He's 3. He's
gone.
Year. He's gone.
Oh, you're right. I'm tripping. I'm my bad. Yeah, 3. Gosh. Okay. Well, that's it.
Yeah, he's it. All the hardware too.
Yeah.
Oh, but hold on though. What about Justin Blaylock?
That's always the argument.
That's the argument, even though it was an interior. But just what about Blaylock?
Yeah, you're right.
He's All-American.
He started out at tackle, then they moved him inside, right?
Yeah.
Had
a nice career in the league, 10-year career in the league with the
Blaylock
Falcons.
was something special.
He was sweet. You know what I'm saying? Blaylock was sweet, man.
And the boys got a natty too. Hey, man.
They got a natty, you know.
Does that count?
No, natties you cannot add.
Hey, man, people sleep on Blaylock, man, because he was good. He was good.
Solid.
5-star when he came in too.
Mm-hmm.
Who's our highest drafted?
Mike Williams.
Where did he go?
He was first round, 3rd pick or 4th pick, right, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bills.
Then Leonard was far off, not too far.
Oh, Leonard. Oh, come on.
Leonard.
Oh, we keep forgetting about Big Leonard.
Yeah. There's some guys, man.
We had some guys. Leonard played a long time in the league.
Nick,
too.
we need a deep dive video.
We gotta do a deep. Hey man, let me write my notes down on that one.
Yeah.
We need you to go find out if Banks is the number one.
Deep dive. I'm writing a note down for that one. Deep dive, best O-line. O-lineman.
That's a good one.
Leonard Davis. Yeah, man. He was, man, like Big Leonard, man. Damn, that's a big dude on campus, dude.
Yeah.
He had a long career.
Where are they mocking Banks right now? Do you know?
Let me check right quick. I seen a couple had him in the top 5 and a couple in the top 10. And I saw one outside of the top 10, like 15 or something. I thought was kind of absurd,
but he's going to be the number one tackle off the board, right?
Him or the kid from LSU.
That's what I was wondering, if he's going to beat out Will Campbell or not. I take him over Will Campbell, but I'm also not a very unbiased take there.
Yeah, let's see. I see him see a mock right now. I'm checking a mock now. This is USA Today mock. They got him going to. Well, damn, they got him slipped out. Okay, here it is right here. So SB Nation has him going to the Bears at number 9.
Are they still mocking Cam in the first? Do y'all know?
I've seen a couple, but like late first round.
Like I saw somewhere he wasn't in it.
Like 25 or something.
Cosby was good, but yeah.
But just to go from like, dude, we literally couldn't have an offensive line because of a spring game because of our offensive line, to being like, are we going to get both tackles in the first round is like pretty crazy, dude.
Which is kind of crazy. All right, so CBS Sports has Cam going 22 to the Commanders, to Washington.
Cool.
Hey,
Flood turned that around, dude.
Dude, shout out to Flood. Shout out to Flood.
Crazy.
You know what's crazy about it?
Desperate.
Yeah, he's so awesome, dude. Even when Banks goes out and everybody's freaking out, right? And we're like, who the hell's going to step in? And then we just see Gooseby and just how much developed his ass has gotten over 2 years underneath Flood, to where it makes you feel comfortable about next year. That's another comment too. Connor Williams had a great career. He started as a freshman, right? He started 3 years, went to the league. Nice little second round pick. And then he just retired in the middle of the season. But
he did.
I ain't hating though, man. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. But kind of play well.
Dude, getting a first rounder is gonna be important. Cam needs another year.
That money's calling though, man. You can't,
dude. Why? Hard, yeah, you can't risk it, dude. Like, he gets to be a first rounder for playing a year.
Yeah.
First rounder playing a year and like played well, but not world beater well.
Yeah.
Like basically it's a genetic, like shout out genetics like that, because he's just a special looking guy, man.
Yeah, he is.
But why
6'5", what, 340? Let's like 6'5", 340, 350.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But why risk it? Getting hurt, something like that, or say next year, say you don't have a good year, and now they're like, well, he's big, but maybe it's like, dude, take the first round pick and go, dude.
Gotta take it, dude.
Like, yeah, I agree, David. Anyone projected first round needs to go.
You gotta go, man. You gotta take it when you can get it.
Yeah, it's not good for us. I mean, I would love to have Cam back, but you gotta get out of there.
Yeah. So all right. So 2023. This was 2 years ago, right? So pick number 22. So Zay Flowers, 4 year, $14 million, right? So that's life-changing money, folks. You know what I'm saying? That's 4 years, $14 million with your fifth year option. Right? Your fifth year option is nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it.
Yeah, you got to do a class and no.
Yeah, you can come back and get your degree whenever you got to get it. You know what
I come back on, do it online from here on out. I see y'all.
And those were, but also just shows us like, as fans, we can get emotional. And like, we don't care about stars. We care about guys that play hard for us. And then you see who our first rounders were obvious first rounders coming out of high school. It's like, dude, traits matter.
Traits matter.
Sure
like
do.
you need to, those type of bodies matter, dude. Like Taff, right? Like I wish everybody was Taff. you know, the plucky guy that played hard and is now the top graded safety in the nation. The reality is you need them 5 stars, and you need Cam, who was not even a crazy rated guy, but just
he's a 3-star on some places.
Yeah,
man.
but he just had the absolute insane traits and the weird mix of being huge but a better pass blocker.
Yeah.
Remember him in high school? He was a better pass blocker. His feet were always really nice.
Yep.
So that's I'm excited, man.
And I'm too.
Let's go, boys. Watching from Alberta, Canada. Good stuff, Dustin. Let's see. In no world does Banks get drafted for Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders. This is even the 90s. The league is QB starved. Yeah. I think we're just learning too, man. Like maybe it's not all about QBs anymore, man. Learn how to run and play defense, because ever since we started doing too high on defense, every quarterback looks like whatever.
Yep, exactly.
The league's interesting this year. All right, man. It's time.
It's time, buddy.
It's time.
Trying to watch it. Like I said, I have no nervousness, and that can sometimes make me nervous, paradoxically. Feel good about this one. So
Let's get it, man.
No promises, man. But it should be a fun time.
Fun time. A lot of good storylines. A lot of Texas kids, former teammates on both sides. It's going to be good.
Let's get it.
All right, let's do it, guys. All right, guys, this has been the Inside Texas pregame show brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Make sure as soon as all the clocks hit zeros after the game, I'll be on with Paul Waddington and Drew Kelson to discuss the outcome of the game. Till then, y'all, enjoy it. Hook 'em.